All right, welcome everybody back to Battle Creek, Michigan for Game 2 of 3 on this Sunday triple header. It's going to be a similar lineup for Traverse City, at least the first couple of names, as this one's getting started at 4:22 local time. And leading off will be Zeb Rouse, the center fielder tonight, was playing right field in Game 1. He took over for Tito Flores, who was hit by a pitch and left the game on the next batter with what seemed to be an injury resulted from the hit by pitch. He is in the lineup for Game 2, though, so must not have been anything too serious, just a little stinger that kept him out for just the remainder of Game 1, just to be cautious. Burrell Jones is the starter for Battle Creek. He's making appearance number 6 on the season. He's 2-2 with a 3.26 ERA. 3 walks and 24 strikeouts. So a good strikeout to walk ratio. Count to Zeb is 2-1. And 2-2 as that ball is in there on the inside corner for a strike. Jones has faced Traverse City. He made a start when Battle Creek visited on the 18th. Got the loss in that game. 2-2 pitch, and Rouse is going to fight it out of play. Jones wasn't bad in that game. He pitched 5 1/3 innings. Only gave up 1 earned run, but his team was shut out 3-0, so he took the loss. 2-2 pitch again. That ball in the dirt. And Zeb works a full count to lead things off. After entering for Flores in the first game, Rouse lined out hard to center and was hit by a pitch. And another ball in the dirt. So Zeb will work a leadoff walk to start game number 2. This is only going to be a 7-inning game, as is game number 3. And game number 3 will start about a half hour after game 2 ends. Trying to make it as short of a day as possible, or as short as you can when you're playing 3 baseball games. Pittsburghers were able to hold on, leading game 1 5-0 in the 3rd inning. Battle Creek themselves scored 5 runs, but the Pittsburghers were able to scratch across 2 to win 7-5. And Evan Gates got the save, his 6th of the season. Mario Camilletti in now. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, one of the rare times that Camilletti swings at the first pitch of an at-bat, likes to work the count. And he works a lot of walks that way, and did so in Game 1, walked his last at-bat in the top of the 8th and came around to score. Checks his swing on the second pitch, looked a little low, and it's a 1-1 count. Camilletti will be playing second base in this game. Played second in the first game, and I believe he will have game 3 off. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball from Jones. And Camilletti now down in the count, 1-2. Camilletti this season, this is his 13th game of the year. He's walked at least once in 11 of his previous 12 games. Won't get one here. Jones will strike out Camilletti swinging on another elevated fastball, and there's one away in the top of the first. Now that will bring in Tito Flores, who's back in the lineup after the first pitch he saw in Game 1 hit him on the back leg, on the inside part of his back leg, and took him a minute to make his way down to first. And after advancing to second on a base hit from Miles Symington, he he took himself out of the game just as a precaution. But starting game 2, he will be playing left field tonight. 1 out, 1 on for Tito. Runner goes, swing and a miss. And the throw down, though, is not in time, so the hit and run doesn't work. But Rouse will steal second nonetheless. And now Flores has himself an RBI opportunity. Go-ahead runner in the first inning in scoring position for 2 very good hitters on this team, Tito Flores and then the designated hitter, Chris Monroe, on deck. Flores hitting .295. That's the top mark on the team. Watch as a pitch outside. It's 1-1. Flores hitting .295. That's first on the active roster. Looking for a hit in his first at-bat in this game. He'll take a high fastball, get himself into a hitter's count, 2-1. Jones has, in his last 4 starts, 2 losses with a pair of wins sandwiched in between. Lost against Kokomo, then won back-to-back starts against Rockford, and then Kokomo again. And took the loss against Traverse City, his last start. There's a high fastball to Tito, and he's ahead 3-1 now. Good count if Jones gives in and gives him something to hit here. In that first game against Traverse City, Jones faced 24 batters, gave up 7 hits and 2 walks. Flores, big swing at the 3-1, but he comes up empty on the fastball, and the count's going to run full. Flores had a good series against Kokomo. Played in all 4 games, had a hit in all 4 games. Had 5 total hits in 16 trips. Has a full count here against Jones. The pitch, swing and miss on a high fastball, and Jones has that pitch working early. Got Camilletti on it, and now Flores, and there's 2 away in the top of the first. Gonna need a base hit now to bring in the runner from second. Looking to deliver that hit is the designated hitter, Chris Monroe. Monroe hitting .263 on the season. Was hitless in his last 2 games against Kokomo, 0 for 4 in both of them. On Friday and the second game of the doubleheader on Thursday. First game of the doubleheader, though, had himself a good day. 2 hits and 4 trips, including a 2-run homer, his 4th of the season. Swing and a miss on that fastball from Jones. Just a little late on it. Hitters not able to catch up to the heat so far from Jones. Haven't seen many breaking balls. Doing a good job of throwing the fastball for strikes. 1-1 count now to Monroe with Zeb over on second. Another swing and a miss on a fastball. That one might have been a little outside. Monroe couldn't catch up with it, and he's behind in the count, 1-2. Jones trying to get 3 strikeouts here in the first inning after the leadoff walk to Zeb Rouse. Monroe has to protect the plate, down 2 strikes. Jones is ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 straight batters sat down on a high fastball from Burrell Jones. And he's through the top of the first inning. Works around the leadoff walk. Jeremy Neff, the left-hander, will make his way out to the mound for the bottom of the first inning when we return in just a minute on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back to C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Jeremy Neff on the mound for the Pit Spitters. If he can have himself a game like Holfeld had in Game 1, took over in the bottom of the third of the resumed game, pitched 6 innings, only ran into trouble in 1 inning, and that was really his own doing, walked 3 in the inning, and all 3 scored. Neff, one of the best starters in the rotation, has a 1.64 ERA through 4 starts, making his 5th start of the season here. Hasn't faced Battle Creek yet in the previous 4 times. So this is his first start against the Bombers. He'll face the third baseman, Ed Johnson, to lead it off. Johnson played short Game 1, moving over 1 spot. Laid on a fastball there, shoots it into the seats for the first strike. Infield has a lot of similar names. Arnold and Camilletti still on the right side. Traficante moves from third to short, and then Christian Faust back at his normal spot at the hot corner. High fastball from Neff. Johnson lays off. It's 2-1. Similar pitch that Evan Gates got Johnson to pop up to Jake Arnold in the bottom of the 9th in Game 1. Lays off of that one. And the 2-1 pitch is in the dirt to go to 3-1. Adam Proctor doing the catching for this second game. And he will go back to the bench for Game 3. Miguel Useche will be back for that game. And Proctor will get the 2 games in Kenosha. 3-1 pitch to Johnson is lined hard into the right center field gap. It's going to be down for a hit and then dies in the grass. Symington picks it up and throws it in. Johnson has a leadoff single to start the Bomber first. Battle Creek really had their offense figured out in Game 1. They previously had no hits in the game when it was suspended, the first 2 innings of that game. They had no hits. Holfeld took over for the 3rd inning of Game 1, where it resumed, and they had 10 hits and 3 runs off of Pat Holfeld. Getting the offense started again with the leadoff single. Merrifield shoots one down the line, foul. Jack Merrifield was 1 for 3 in game 1, singled in his very last at-bat in the 8th inning. 1-1 count to him here. Grounded to third, could be 2. Faust fields to Camilletti, who just is able to keep his foot on the base on a high throw. And no chance at 2, but they get the lead runner Johnson for the first out. And Merrifield will go to first on the fielder's choice, one away in the inning. Leadoff hitter in game 1. 3-hole hitter in game 2, Caleb Ballgard. He singled his first at-bat in the bottom of the 3rd in the first game, but was hitless in his next 3. Takes a huge hack at the first pitch from Neff. Comes up empty for the first strike. Ballgard hitting .313 on the season. As a fastball outside for the first ball. .313, but just through 4 games. Has 5 hits and 16 trips to the plate. Neff picks over, and diving back safely is Merrifield. Ballgard was 1 for 4 in the first game, 2 for 4 against Kenosha on Thursday. He's hit safely in all 4 of his starts. Is late on that pitch, and it's 1-2 now. Little 4-game hit streak to start his season from the University of South Alabama. Neff looking for strikeout number 1, has Ballgard down 1-2. Ballgard, little slow roller to second. Camilletti will field it and just get him at first for the second out. And Merrifield will advance to second on the ground ball from Ballgard. 2 away in the inning. Gonna need a base hit to bring home the first run. And not a bad guy at the plate to do it, Aaron Beck. First on the team if you only want to count the qualified hitters. Hitting .350. Had 1 hit and 3 trips in the first game. First pitch from Neff and a nice block on a ball in the dirt from Adam Proctor to keep Merrifield at second base. Neff trying to do what Jones did and strand a runner on second to end the first inning. Lefty-lefty matchup. Neff against Beck. Neff lifts his leg but turns towards second, holds the runner on. Last start for Jeremy Neff, his only loss of the season against Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. Looking to bounce back against Battle Creek. It's a chopper to short. Traficante has to field it on the hop, throw to first in time to retire the side. Never know what the ball is going to do on the Battle Creek infield, but it makes a nice true hop to Traff. And both pitchers out of the first inning, stranding runners on second base. Through 1, scoreless ball game. We'll be back for the top of the second in just a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to the second inning here in Battle Creek, Michigan. Both pitchers exchanging a scoreless first, getting out of a runner on second situation. And the right fielder in today's game, Miles Symington, will lead it off. Symington did have a hit in the first game, was 1 for 4 against Battle Creek, but one of those outs was from the game before it was suspended on June 9th, where he struck out in the second inning. Through the rest of the game, though, 1 for 3. Singled, would have been an RBI single, but the runner had to hold for just a second on the line drive to make sure it got through. Second pitch, fastball on the outside corner, called for a strike, and Symington quickly down in the count, 0-2. Jones struck out the last 3 he faced to end the first inning, has Miles Symington down 0-2, looking for 4 in a row. The pitch, and Symington will fight it off towards the seats. Symington had a base hit in all 3 games he played against the Kokomo Jackrabbits last series, including a 2-for-2 night with an RBI double on Friday. Another 0-2 pitch from Jones. Changeup it looked like, shoots it to left, and running and making the play out there is Aaron Beck for the first out. Beck seemed to be shading a little bit towards the left field line, and that aided him in making the catch. And there's one away for the third baseman, Christian Faust. Faust did not play in the first game, although he was in the original starting lineup. Camden Traficante took his place and took third. Back in game 2, have to suspect he's playing game 3 as well. Takes a first pitch ball. Swing and a miss on the second pitch, and it's 1-1. Faust hitting .227 on the season, on base of .306. Shoots one hard on a line, but foul out of play down the right side. Faust in the books is 1 for 2 against Battle Creek, as he had 1 hit on June 9th. 0 for his last 9, though, against Kokomo. Protects the plate, shoots one on the ground right side, but the play is made over at second base by Merrifield, and it's 2 up, 2 down. Two outs, no one on, and Camden Traficante, the shortstop, will bat. He swings at the first pitch, is late on it, and sends it into the seats. Traficante struck out his last 2 at-bats. Both of those were from the right side of the plate. He's from the left side here. Got around on one pretty well from the left side in game 1. Dribbler to first, and it's snagged by Sykes, and Jones covering for the out. 1-2-3 inning for Burrell Jones. Pittsburghers down in order in the top half. We'll go to the bottom half in just a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Back for the bottom of the second inning, Burrell Jones with a 1-2-3 top half. And in the bottom half, Neff will face 5, 6, 7. Starting with the first baseman, Mason Sykes. Sykes was in the original starting lineup in Game 1, played on June 9th, but was replaced by Aaron Beck. And I feel it's going to be so he can play the 2 games left on today's schedule. First pitch from Neff, he'll take for a ball. Good matchup between these pitchers. Both of them are coming off of a loss where they only gave up 1 earned run. Similar resume, as Neff gets the benefit of the call in the outside corner for the first strike, 1-1 the count. Neff's last start only gave up 1 earned run across 6 innings against Wisconsin Rapids. 6 innings, 3 hits, but one of them was a solo home run, and because the Pittsburghers were shut out 3-0, he took the loss. 2-1, nasty pitch to Sykes. He swings through it way ahead, and it's 2-2. Both pitchers, their last start, lost 3-0 with the 1 earned run. Sykes grounded to first, and it's through the legs of Jake Arnold over at first base, and Sykes is going to reach on the error. Arnold came up on it, and it just shot right through his legs. Looked like he was expecting it to take a hop, but with this field, you never know where the ball's going to end up. Skips right through his legs, and the Bombers, for the second inning, have a leadoff base runner. L'Oreal now in, shows bunt, chop to Neff. He had a chance to get Sykes at second. It was bunted so hard right back at him, but he's just going to get the sure out and take care of L'Oreal for out number 1. Successful sacrifice bunt advances the first run of the game over to second with less than 2 outs. And this is a guy that Neff will have to watch out for. Jacob McKean played first Game 1. He's designated hitting in Game 2. Checks his swing on the first pitch in the dirt, went around. McKean was 1 for 3 in the first game. But that one hit was huge as he cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Just got a piece of that breaking ball. Neff has that pitch working so far, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. McKean so far 3 hits, or 3 games against Traverse City. He's got a hit in all of them. Both games that were played up in Turtle Creek Stadium, he had multiple hits. So, guy to watch out for. 0-2 pitch coming from Neff. Checks on the runner, deals, and it's high and tight to McKean for the first ball. Last game, bottom of the 9th. With 2 outs, McKean worked himself all the way back from down 0-2 in the count to walk against Evan Gates. But Gates would get out of it and leave him stranded. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate. McKean thought about it for a second and held up, so the count evens up at 2-2. McKean hitting .254 now on the season. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, and a good block by Proctor. And just like his last at-bat in Game 1, bottom of the 9th, got down in the count 0-2 and has battled all the way back, and the count's full. Neff needs to make a pitch here. And, oh, good pitch right across the plate, but it came in a little low. And McKean will work another walk. breaking ball that McKean was able to lay off of. So he'll walk with 1 out. Now there's 2 on for Harold Cole. Cole didn't start the first game, but he was called on as a pinch hitter in the 9th against Gates. He didn't even have to swing the bat as Gates walked him, though. Fastball a little inside. Count goes to 1-1. Yeah, had to check the video of Neff's curveball. Was a little low, and it was a good take by McKean. 1-1 pitch to Cole. Swings at it. Hits it in the air, right side. But it's going to drift out of play. And the count's going to go to 1-2. Neff ahead of another hitter. He got ahead of Sykes before he reached on an error. L'Oreal got him on a sac bunt. And then McKean, he was ahead of him, but ended up walking him. Is ahead of Cole. See if he can put him down. 1-2 pitch. And it's lined over the head of Traficante. Sykes was off with it. Plays made in center field. Rouse comes home. And no play at the plate. Sykes is going to score easily as the Bombers strike first in the second game of the triple-header. Cole delivers the RBI single. It's 1-0 Bombers. Runners hold at first and second. McKean didn't try to take another base. So it's still first and second for Cy Snedeker. First pitch strike from Neff. Snedeker, the last hitter in the lineup. The catcher for Battle Creek was taken out of the lineup in game 1 as Drew Dyer took over for him in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 0-1 for Neff is in the dirt, and Proctor is working back there. Another block for him, keeping the ball in front, not letting any balls get past him, keeping the runner from taking the extra base. One pitch. Swing and a miss on a nasty pitch from Neff, and he's ahead in the count. It's another unearned run for Jeremy Neff as Sykes reached on the error. Only 4 of the 7 runs given up from Neff have been earned. 3 of those 7 unearned due to errors. And the one in this game proving costly as it put Battle Creek on the board early. Adam Proctor is going to call a time and talk to his pitcher for a second. And it was just a quick conversation. Might have been just to check on the signs with the runner on second to try and disguise them so the runner can't pick up on him. 1-2 pitches coming to Snedeker. And Neff deals outside. Count evens up at 2-2. Cole came through with his 3rd hit of the season against the Pittsbitters. Was 1-4 in both games up in Traverse City. 1 for 1 today with the RBI single. And Snedeker can get one if he can get a base hit. 2-2 pitch. That one in the dirt and bounces away from Proctor. He got down to block it, but it took a terrible kick off the dirt and bounced away, and both runners are going to advance. So now plenty of possibilities for Battle Creek to score a second run. Ground ball would do it. Deep fly ball would do it as well, and so would a base hit. Neff needing a strikeout or a pop up on the infield. And he's going to walk Snedeker. Bombers making Neff work in the second inning. He's already thrown 23 pitches, only has 1 out. And that's another guy he had way ahead in the count and just lost him. He had Mason Sykes down in the count, McKean and Cole and Snedeker, all of them down with 2 strikes, and all of them have reached base. Not able to get the put-out pitch. Bases are loaded now for Battle Creek for the top of their lineup. Ed Johnson singled his first at-bat. Watches a breaking ball from Neff in the zone. Another base hit can do some damage. Already 1 run in the inning. Bombers looking for more. 1-1 pitch from Neff. Misses off the plate, and it's 2-1. .25 pitches in the inning for Jeremy Neff. Got to start hitting the zone, or the 35 pitch rule could come into effect here. Johnson ready for it. 2-1 pitch from Neff is way high inside, and it's a 3-1 count now to Ed Johnson. Neff losing the zone to the leadoff hitter. Has to throw a strike here. He's going to walk in a run. See what he comes with. 3-1 is in the zone, and it's chopped up the middle. Plays made by Camilletti, but a run's going to score. Just a little blooper that dropped in between Jeremy Neff on the mound and Mario Camilletti at second base. And it was hit so soft they couldn't turn 2, couldn't come home with it, just had to get Johnson at first. And the Bombers are already on top 2-0. Still a runner in scoring position. Runners at third and second with 2 away now. Bombers all day have been getting lucky with those little soft contact hits. Popped up on the infield. Proctor settling under it and will make the catch for out number 3. Bombers get on the board with an unearned run. 2 unearned runs, and they lead 2-0. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Pittsburghers looking for their first hit when we come back on Pittsburgh Radio. Third inning of Game 2 getting underway here. Burrell Jones gave up a leadoff walk to Zeb Rouse and has sat 6 straight Pittsburghers down since then. Looking to change that is the catcher Adam Proctor as he swings through the first pitch. Battle Creek with 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the second has them on top. Now marking Jeremy Neff down. He's now half of the runs he's given up this season are unearned. Not getting any favors from the defense. Proctor takes 1 pitch inside. Snedeker wanted it behind the plate, but it's going to push the count to 2-1. Proctor was working so hard in that bottom of the second to block balls and keep them in front. Only one of them got away. Proctor gets into one, deep to right. Chasing the right fielder back and out of here. Adam Proctor with home run number 2 on the season. And he got all of that one. Chased L'Oreal back for a little bit, but the Battle Creek Park can't contain it. And Proctor gets the Pittsburghers on the board. A moonshot from Adam Proctor. And he did exactly what you need to do if you're a left-handed hitter. You got to get one airborne, as the wind definitely assisting. I think that ball's gone regardless, but the wind added another couple feet to it, blowing out towards right field, opposite of what the Pittsburghers saw in Kokomo, with the wind blowing out to left field, helping out the right-handed hitters. Crushed that one, and he has his team on the board, cutting the lead in half. And now Jones struggling to find the count. They're struggling to find the strike zone against Jake Arnold. He's thrown 3 straight balls. Arnold starting at first for back-to-back games, and he'll take a 4-pitch walk. Arnold walks. Tyne run goes down to first. And the top of the lineup back up for the Pittsburghers. That's back-to-back games where Adam Proctor came up to bat with his team trailing and crushed a solo homer to lead off the inning to not only give his team their first hit of the game, but the first run. Rouse now pops one up right field. L'Oreal is under it, and he'll make the play for out number 1. And what happened last game when Proctor hit the solo home run, it sparked something in this team as they were down 5-0 when he hit it. And the Pittsburghers won that game 7-5. That started a 7-run rallies. They scored 7 unearned across the last 4 innings of the game to win the second game of the Thursday doubleheader, as they swept that Thursday doubleheader against Kokomo. Mario Camilletti now in the box. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Snedeker. Arnold almost started taking off to second, trying to get a good dirt ball read, but Snedeker kept it in front. That second home run for Adam Proctor means he's now only one of 2 Pittsburghers with multiple long balls on the season. Broke a 7-way tie for second as Camilletti shoots one the other way. That's going to get down in left field. And Mario Camilletti in the hit column here with a single. And that's going to move Jake Arnold to second. So the Pittsburghers have a tying run in scoring position with only one away here in this second inning. First and second, one away, and Tito Flores now coming in. Proctor might be doing it again. His solo homer sparked something on Thursday. He homers to lead off this inning. Arnold walks, and Camilletti singles. Tito Flores takes that first pitch, fastball, off the plate outside. Flores struck out in his first at-bat against Jones, was one of 3 strikeouts in the first inning. As the rain starts to come down at C.O. Brown Stadium. Another fastball, that one inside. 2-0 count now to Flores. The weather coming at a good time for Traverse City, as Jones now has to pitch with a slicker ball on a slicker surface. Make it a little more difficult to find the zone. Can't find it there. 3 consecutive balls to Flores. With that tying run in scoring position and a 3-0 count, might be taken the whole way. He swings on the 3-0, hits it hard to right. It chases L'Oreal back, but he'll make a running catch. Arnold is going to advance to third, but Flores lines out to pretty deep right field. He made good contact, but couldn't get it over L'Oreal's head. Runners on the corners with 2 away now. He's going to take a base hit from Chris Monroe to bring home Arnold and tie the game. Monroe, the 3rd member to strike out in the first. All 3 guys struck out on a fastball from Jones. Monroe sees another first pitch fastball, swings, fouls it back to the screen. Not a bad idea from Flores to swing 3-0. Knew he was getting a fastball. And a good idea as well to shoot it the other way to right field with the wind blowing. But it just wasn't able to get over L'Oreal's head. 0-1 pitch. Gets away from the catcher. Here comes Jake Arnold, and he's going to score to tie up this ball game. Wild pitch from Jones on a high. It looked like he was trying to throw a breaking ball, and he just didn't get the release point on it. Snedeker tried his hardest to jump up there and make the catch, but he went off his glove to the screen. Now the game's tied, so a base hit can give Traverse City the lead. Jones has to reset after that and just try to keep the game tied. Monroe started to go around on an outside fastball, but he wisely held up, and he gets himself into a 2-1 hitters count. Camilletti on second is a good runner, so a base hit will easily score him. 2-1 pitch, and Monroe late on it. Think he broke his bat. And he did, going towards the dugout, get a new piece of lumber. A lot of broken bats for the Pittsburghers, and I'm sure every team. Not the strongest quality of wood, the Rawlings Ash bats. As Monroe was jammed on an inside fastball, resulting in the bat breaking. Two pitch now coming to Chris Monroe. And Jones trying a breaking ball. Looked like a slider, but it was way high, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch to Chris Monroe. And got him looking on the outside corner. Monroe flipped his bat towards the dugout thinking it was ball 4. But Jones gets the call, and he's out of the inning. Pittsbitters, though, tie this ball game up with 2 runs. Adam Proctor homered to lead it off, and Jake Arnold scampered home on a pass ball. We're tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Neff back to work when we come back on Pittsbitter Radio. We are back for the bottom of the 3rd inning here at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Traverse City Pittsbitters have tied the game at 2 thanks to a solo home run from Adam Proctor. And then a walk. Pair of walks moving Arnold to 2nd. Fly ball moved Arnold to 3rd. And a pass ball brought him home to tie the game. So it's 2 earned runs for Burrell Jones, 2 unearned for Jeremy Neff, who's back on the hill. Gets a swing and a miss from Caleb Ballgard. Count 1-1 now. Ballgard grounded out to Camilletti at 2nd in the 1st inning. Another swing and a miss on a nice pitch from Neff, and it's 1-2. Neff has to find a way to battle here and not let it get to him. That both those runs last inning were unearned. Just has to keep battling at the plate. Almost got Ballgard, but he just got a piece of it to stay alive. Good pitchers, though, do know how to battle. And definitely not the first time that Neff has taken the mound after giving up some unearned runs. Ballgard again will stay alive. That one he shoots down the right side and out of play. That one, too, is a fastball, just misses. Neff's last 2 starts both went 6 innings. 1 earned against Wisconsin Rapids, no earned against Kalamazoo. Ballgard, little blooper right side, and it's going to drop foul. Battle Creek had about 4 or 5 of those type of hits in Game 1 where they wouldn't make great contact and just hit it into the shallow outfield and got hits on them as the outfield was playing too deep to come in and make a play. And another foul ball from Ballgard, that one down the left side. 4 balls fouled off Still in a 2-2 count. Good at bat from the Battle Creek center fielder. This is the 9th pitch of the at bat from Neff. And make it 10. Ballgard, another foul ball. Ballgard with only 2 strikeouts in his first 17 at bats, so doesn't go down easily. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Jeremy Neff wins the 10-pitch battle. Bombers really making Neff work here early on. He got through the first inning pretty quickly. But in the second, he had 4 of their first 5 hitters down in the count, 0-2 or 1-2, and then they all managed to reach base. They just wouldn't let him strike him out or put him away. Finally got Ballgard after 10 pitches. He starts off Aaron Beck with a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Beck grounded out to short to end the first. Another lefty-lefty matchup. That ball ripped down the left side, right at the Pittsburgh dugout. And Neff ahead again in the count, 0-2. See if he has more success in this inning after the battle with Ballgard of putting the hitter away. Oh, he will. Fastball high. But Beck swings at it. Neff gets him to chase. And it's 2 up, 2 down. His first 2 strikeouts of the game. Neff does have the most strikeouts in a game by a starting pitcher this year. Struck out 7 against Kalamazoo on the 13th 2 Sundays ago. Only gave up 2 hits in that ball game across 6 innings, his best start of the season. And another first pitch strike, swing and a miss by Mason Sykes, the first baseman. Sykes reached on an error his last time up and would come around to score the first run of the game. And Neff, again, is ahead in the count. That ball fouled off, so he's ahead 0-2. Getting ahead of hitters. Ballgard took him for 10 pitches, and then he got Beck on just 3. How many will it take in this at-bat against Sykes, the 0-2? Comes inside, and it's 1-2. Just a waste pitch there. Now the 1-2 pitch from Jeremy Neff. Swing and a miss. Jeremy Neff strikes out the side in the 3rd and keeps this game tied at 2. We go to the 4th inning now. Pittsburgh's looking for another good inning at the plate as they try to take the lead when we come back on Pittsburgh Radio. Back for the fourth inning of play here in Battle Creek, Michigan. We are 1/3 of the way. Oh, my mistake. Not a third of the way. Only playing 7 today. Forgot the triple header. So just about halfway through a 7-inning game. We're tied at 2 as we enter the top of the 4th. And middle of the order up for Traverse City. Leading off, the right fielder Miles Symington. Symington was trying to shoot one down the left field line his first at-bat, but was put away on a line out. And again, the left fielder Beck is playing really close to that line. There is a humongous hole in left center field. If Symington is able to get a ball in that direction, he can easily get extra bases. Just got a piece of that one. Looked like a changeup from Jones. Had Symington out in front. As he fouls it back, he's behind in the count, 0-2. Up the middle, off the glove of Jones, and it's into center field for a leadoff single. Hard hit up the middle, right at Jones. Just had to put the glove up to protect himself. Got a piece of it, but Symington hit it so hard it just skipped right off the glove up the middle, and he has a leadoff single. Third time in 4 innings, the Pitts Bitters have put on the leadoff runner. And that will bring in the third baseman, Christian Faust, 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second. First pitch swinging and fouls it off the right side. And then comes back into play off of the pillars. Faust was not here yesterday. Would have missed both games in the doubleheader, but luckily for him, rain prevented any games from being played at all, as he was at his brother's graduation party. Pick over, Symington back in safely. So Faust will still get to play some baseball, as I'm pretty sure he'll be playing starting the second game as well. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball. And Jones not able to get the release point on that pitch. The same pitch that he threw high off the glove of Snedeker that allowed Arnold to score to tie this game. Can't find the release point on the slide piece. 1-1 pitch. Faust again late on it, down the right side, out of play. Faust looking for his first hit in 3 games. Has a 1-2 pitch here. Ball in the dirt, good block by Snedeker. That one Jones held on too long. So after a couple pitches where he was releasing too early, throwing a high slider, he overcorrected himself and threw that one low. Count evens up for Faust, 2-2. Symington leading off a first. And Faust holds on the high fastball. Count goes full. Jones in this 4th inning just threw his 60th pitch. I'm sure that's something that the Bombers are going to want to keep an eye on. It is a shorter game, but don't want to be throwing your pitchers too long. Full count. Symington goes. Faust grounded to short. The play is made. And the throw off the bag. And an interesting sequence there, as Johnson threw wide of first. Sykes had to come off the bag to catch it. Missed the tag trying to get Faust. But Faust, to avoid the tag, ran past first and had to dive back. safely and was just ahead of another tag attempt by Sykes, so he's safe at first. A throwing error on Johnson allows Faust to reach, and the Pittsburghers, for the second straight inning, are in business. First and second, nobody away. At the plate, Camden Traficante. He tries to bunt the runners over on the first pitch, but he fouls it off. Pittsburghers had trouble bunting in game one. Miles Symington popped up a bunt to the pitcher, and then later Jake Arnold fouled off a bunt. Did eventually get one down in that same at-bat, trying to get a safety squeeze to score Zeb Rouse, but he was tagged out at home. Traff showing again. This one is fouled off again, not able to get the bunt down for 2 straight pitches. And on 0-2, not sure the bunt play will still be on. Might have to just swing away and just make contact with the ball to avoid a strikeout. If he can just put one on the ground, he's quick enough to avoid a double play. Could do the same result as a bunt. Has to protect, though. 0-2. Jones checking on the runner's deals, and Traficante will fight that one off, stay alive. Jones trying to take advantage now that Traff wasn't able to get the bunt down and failed to move the runners into scoring position with less than 2 outs. Trying to make Traficante pay. Taking a while to get the sign from Snedeker. Finally does. Another 0-2 pitch coming. And Traficante grounds it to first. Sykes took a look at second, but gets to first in time to get Traficante. So couldn't get the bunt down, but he is still able to move the runners. A successful at bat from Traff. That'll move the runners over to third and second, and it brings up the big bat of Adam Proctor. Proctor homered his last time up over the right field wall. He led off the third with that solo shot. He can get a couple more RBIs with a knock here. Infield playing back, not worried about the play at the plate. First pitch is in there for a strike. Battle Creek getting their bullpen up. Got a lefty down there throwing. Jones going from the windup with the runner on third and second. Fastball off the plate outside. Proctor has not had a multi-RBI game since June 11th against Kalamazoo. Takes one inside off the plate, started to go around on it, but he held up, and he gets himself into a hitter's count, 2-1. Symington's on third, so all it would take is a fly ball to score him. He's got speed. Here's the pitch, and it's inside again. Another big bat on deck, Jake Arnold. One of these two guys should be able to get at least one run home. See if Jones comes with a 3-1 fastball. I'm sure Proctor's looking for it. He does get the 3-1 fastball, but it's high, and Jones will walk Adam Proctor with one away to load the bases. Not the worst situation, though, for Proctor, or for Jones, walking Proctor, because that sets up a couple things. It sets up an inning-ending double play, and with Jake Arnold running, not the fastest guy on the team, so if he hits a hard enough ground ball, the Bombers could turn 2 to get out of it. It also sets up a force out at home, where if an infielder decided to come home on a Proctor ground ball with runners on third and second, It would have had to be an accurate throw to put a tag down. Instead, they can just get a force out. So if you're Jones, not the worst situation to be in. It does, however, set up a possibility where you could walk Arnold like he did his last at-bat and force in a run. Also have to be aware of the wild pitch pass ball. That's where Jones was hurt last inning as Arnold scored on a wild pitch. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it off of himself into the field of play. 0-1. Also not the worst situation if you're Jones, because you're now facing someone with a worse batting average. Go from Proctor hitting in the 230s to Jake Arnold, who's hitting 180 on the season, and he hasn't had a hit in his last 3 games. Good chance to change that narrative right here. 0-1 pitch from Jones. And Arnold will take that one just a hair outside, 1-1. Arnold's last base hit came on June 24th, the first game of the doubleheader against Kokomo. Went 1 for 4 in that ball game. Takes that fastball right in the zone, and Jones is ahead 1-2. Trying to get out of this bases loaded, 1-out situation. Arnold now has to protect the plate, down in 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it. He will stay alive. Arnold no hits his last 3 games, just 1 hit in his last 6. But last time he faced Battle Creek on June 18th, he went 2 for 4. And that game was against Burrell Jones. 1-2 pitch from Jones here. In the dirt, and a good block by Snedeker to prevent Symington from coming home on another wild pitch. Now if you're Jake Arnold, be ready to hit. I doubt Jones wants to load the count and force himself to throw a strike. 2-2 pitch here. And Arnold swings and misses on an outside fastball. And the bases are going to be left loaded with 2 outs. Top of the order, though, is up for Traverse City. It's Zeb Rouse. Gonna take a base hit or a pass ball now to score the go-ahead run. Rouse 0 for 1, walked, and flown out so far. He'll take the first pitch outside for a ball. Got to be ready to hit here. Jones doesn't want to walk in that go-ahead run, so he's going to be coming at Rouse with strikes. He's got to be ready for it. Gets a good pitch to hit there. Hits it pretty deep center field, but Ballguard is there for the out. Pit Spitters load the bases with just 1 away, aren't able to capitalize, and we're still tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Be right back in just a minute on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back for the bottom of the 4th inning. In a 7-inning game, that means we're officially through halfway. And we're tied at 2. Jeremy Neff back on the mound. Was hoping for a lead with the bases loaded in the top half and only 1 away. But Burrell Jones was able to work out of it and keep this game tied. Neff struck out the side his last time in the bottom of the 3rd. Those were his first 3 strikeouts of the game, and he'll now face the bottom half of the Battle Creek lineup, starting with the leadoff hitter, Miguel Lorial. No official at bat for Lorial as he put a sacrifice bunt down, his first trip to the plate. Checks his swing on that pitch. Did not go around, so it's 2-1. That sacrifice bunt proved to be beneficial as the Bombers did score the runner he moved. 2-1 pitch right there for a strike, and it's now 2-2. Pitch comes a little inside, almost got Lorial, and it's going to load the count. Lorial hitting .289 on the season. He's played in the most games of any Bomber. Just shoots one to third. Faust will make the play, and he'll make the throw for the first out. Now the bottom 3 coming up for the Bombers. Jacob McKean, the designated hitter, will step back in. Neff had him down in the count his first time around before McKean eventually walked, and he would later come around to score. First pitch to him, just off the inside corner. McKean looking to stay perfect and get a hit in every game against Traverse City on the season. Might have one there up the middle. Traficante fields it, though, and throw is right on target. 2 outs in the inning, both on the ground. Both on the left side. 1 to third, 1 to short. Neff with 7 straight outs, going back to the 2nd inning, and he'll face Harold Cole. First pitch, he shoots one down the right side, out of play. Cole with an RBI single his first time around. He scored Mason Sykes after Lorial's bunt, moved him to 2nd. And another one, same spot. Again, Neff ahead 0-2. He was ahead of Cole 0-2 the last time he was at the plate, and Cole was able to prevail with the single. Neff looking to change that here. He tries to check his swing, but Cole's got a piece of it. Accidentally shoots it back to the screen, and he will stay alive. Neff looking for 8 sat down in a row. Checks his swing, but it's called on the outside corner. Neff gets his 4th strikeout of the day, his first looking, and it's back-to-back 1-2-3 frames for the lefty from Richmond. 4 innings have been played here at C.O. Brown Stadium in Game 2 of this triple header. 3 innings left in Game 2 when we come back on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to C.O. Brown Stadium, coming back a little early as the Bombers have put a new pitcher into the ball game. Going to a left-hander, Justin King has only made one prior appearance 5 days ago against Kalamazoo, pitched 1 inning, faced 3 batters, and sat them all down. No hits, no walks, no strikeouts. So the starter, Burrell Jones, his night ends. Went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, one of them the solo home run to Proctor. 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Just by watching King's warm-up pitches, a little wild with the fastball. Didn't get the release point while he was warming up, as he kept spiking a fastball ahead of Snedeker. And he'll try to get that figured out as he faces the pitch bidders in this top of the 5th inning. Top part of the lineup, a good place to kick things off. And the first man to face the new pitcher, Justin King, will be Mario Camilletti. Camilletti 1 for 2, struck out his first at-bat, singled his last at-bat. And the first pitch from King goes back to the screen. Still looking a little wild out there, not able to locate the fastball. If I'm Camilletti and I've seen what has been transpiring out there, I'm taking until I see a strike, forcing King to throw a fastball in the zone. And there's another one low and outside. Not able to get the release point so far, and 2-0. This pitch is going to have to be really good for Camilletti to attack it. Likes working the pitcher's counts. Loves getting himself into a good count. 2-0 to Rio. And that one, a fastball that bounced about 2 feet in front of home plate. King not able to figure it out through the first 3 pitches. And he has a tall hill to climb to get out Camilletti, one of the best pure hitters on this team. Has one of the best approaches you'll ever see at the plate. And King does find the strike zone on that pitch. It's now 3-1. Now Camilletti should be ready to go. Keep trying to hunt a good pitch in the zone on 3-1. Got one there, but he laid off, and the count goes full. King is battled back. Full count pitch to the leadoff hitter for Traverse City. And Camilletti's going to win the battle. Shoots one into left field, a carbon copy of his base hit last inning. And he leads off the top of the 5th with a single. That was, if you literally go back and watch those last 2 at-bats for Camilletti, just shoots one the other way over the third baseman's head into left field for a single. And Camilletti continues to do what he does best, work the pitcher and get himself on base. Singles to left, leads off the inning with the base runner. 4 of 5 innings now that Traverse City has had the leadoff man reach safely, and Tito Flores will step in. Camilletti got to be careful over at first with the lefty on the hill. Flores swinging at the first pitch and shoots it out of play. Flores had a productive at-bat his last time up. He was well ahead in the count, 3-0. And Jones threw him a 3-0 fastball. Flores was all over it, shot it deep to right. It was caught, but it moved Jake Arnold to third base, and that allowed him to score on a pass ball. 0-1 pitch now to Tito. Takes one, outside corner for strike 2. After 3 straight balls to start his night, King has thrown 5 consecutive strikes. Rio was almost picked off in game 1 with a lefty on the mound, so he's got to be careful with another lefty here. 0-2 pitch coming to Tito. And he's going to fight it off and stay alive. Although Camilletti was almost picked, I mean, he's a great base runner. He said he was talking to first base coach Jeff Chonko in between games and said that the pitcher in game 1 actually balked, and that's why he almost got picked off. Another 0-2 coming to Tito. Good lead for Camilletti at first. And coming over is King. And Rio back safely. 2-2 ball game in the 5th inning. The way Jeremy Neff is pitching in this ball game, it might just take one more run for Traverse City to win. Tito's going to go down swinging. King showing the breaking ball. His first non-fastball thrown, and Flores was way ahead of it, and he goes down for the first out. Took 10 pitches for Justin King to throw a curveball. Finally did, and totally caught Flores off guard. Camilletti still at first, into the box. Designated hitter Chris Monroe. Another pick over, Camilletti back. Monroe 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. Went down swinging on a high fastball in the first. And Jones got him looking on an outside fastball in the third. Rain coming down again now at C.O. Brown Stadium. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Chris Monroe. Rain, for the most part, has stayed off of the field today. Only the second time that rain has started to come down. The first time it was just a real quick little spat, and then it was gone. 0-1 pitch. Camilletti takes off inside to Monroe, and Camilletti will steal second without a throw. Rain coming down a little harder now. Both times that the rain came down, though, it was with Battle Creek in the field pitching. And I'm not sure how much longer they will hold off until they go into a rain delay, because it is coming down pretty hard, and this field over the last couple days has taken a lot of water. 1-1 pitch coming to Chris Monroe. Swing and a miss on that one. King making some good pitches now, and he's ahead in the count 1-2. At least according to the weather app, should only be a drizzle for a little bit. It's a little more than a drizzle. 1-2 pitch coming to Diesel. He's ahead of it and shoots it down the left side. He stays alive. A lot of work had to go into getting this field ready for play for this triple header. Got through the first game without any rain, and in the second game, saw rain for a little bit before it disappeared, and now it's back. Coming down pretty hard in the top of this 5th inning. King trying to get Monroe for the second out. Fails to do so on that pitch. It's now 2-2. All they need to do is get through this 5th inning of play if the rain is going to keep coming down. Just got to play 5 for it to be an official ball game. That's if a team is leading, though. If it's tied, then you go through 5. Can't just end it with a tie. Someone's going to have to take the lead. Another one, a 2-2 pitch now coming to Monroe. Camilletti might steal third. He holds. Monroe down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Plays made, throws across just in time. And Monroe is out for the second out of the inning. Not a bad idea to put a ball on a ground in these conditions. It's gonna pick up some water as it goes through the grass. There's also there's always a possibility of a bad hop. And as it's picking up water, it's gonna slow down for starters. And then once you field the ball, it's gonna make that ball just a little bit heavier, a little harder to throw. But Johnson was able to make that play. Now there's 2 outs. Camilletti still at second base, and looking to bring him home is Miles Symington. Been a couple times in recent games that Symington has been able to bring home Camilletti with 2 outs. He was able to do so against Kokomo in back-to-back games on the 23rd on Wednesday, and then game 1 of the doubleheader on Thursday. Back-to-back games, he brought home Mario Camilletti from second with a 2-out RBI. Has a chance to do it again. The rain slowed down for just a second and then starts coming down hard again. 2-0 pitch to Symington. Hitter's count. Make it 3-0 now as King spikes a fastball. Symington, one of the better lefties for Traverse City when it comes to facing lefties. Does have himself a good amount of hits against same side pitching. Has a 3-0 count here. Wonder if he'll get the green light, or with the rain starting to pour a little bit, force King to make a pitch. Here's a 3-0 from King. Symington does hold, and I think he thought it was a strike, so he took an extra second before home plate umpire called it a ball, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Symington. Now the rain's starting to disappear. Sun, once again, is out over the stadium. Weather's starting to cooperate now. With 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning, 2 runners on base for Christian Faust. Faust reached on an error his last time up. He's 0 for 2 in the game, both ground outs. First pitch gets away from Snedeker, and Camilletti is going to go to third. Symington over to second. Only a matter of time before that happened, the way that King has been pitching. Now another wild pitch can score the go-ahead run, or a base hit can score 2. Whatever happens, this is where I think you got to get a ball on the ground. Either get it through a hole or hit it at a defender and force them to make a play on the wet field. Or just shoot one over the head of somebody. Swing and a miss on that pitch. 1-1 the count to Faust. Faust for a long time was the team leader in RBIs. Has since been taken over by Chris Monroe. He is second on the active team, though. 3 RBIs behind Monroe. Tied with Miles Symington with 14. 1-1 pitch to him. And he's laid on it, fouls it off the right side. And King a strike away from getting out of the jam. Pittsburgh's left the bases loaded last inning. They have 2 on here. One-two pitch coming from King to Faust. Here it is. Faust fouls it down the left side. He was way ahead of the breaking ball and is able to adjust to it and just get his bat on it to stay alive for another pitch. Through the first 4 innings, Battle Creek has left 3 men on base, Traverse City 4. Another 1-2 coming to Faust. Checks his swing, went around on it. Snedeker has to make the throw down, and he will do so in time. 2 more left on base. That's now 6 in the ball game through 5 innings for Traverse City. We're still tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. In just a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Bottom of the 5th here in Battle Creek, Michigan. Left-hander Jeremy Neff is still on the mound for Traverse City. A couple guys starting to stretch in the bullpen. No one throwing yet. Neff's pitch count starting to get up there. He's thrown 71 pitches through the first 4. And I believe the goal here is to get Neff through the 5th and then monitor the pitch count. If it's low enough, maybe send him out for the 6th because you don't want to burn through too many members of the bullpen. There's still a 3rd game to be played tomorrow, and then or 3rd game to be played later today, and then game in Kenosha tomorrow. First pitch of the innings grounded to second. Camilletti fields it on a backhand and makes the play in time for out number 1. Well, that'll help the pitch count. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the bottom of the 5th. That's now 9 straight sat down by Neff. Cy Snedeker was the last man to reach on him when he walked in the 2nd, and he grounds out to start the inning. 9 in a row, looking for double digits as the lineup turns over to Ed Johnson. Johnson, the first of those 9 to be sat down, grounded out to second, his first time up, but it did produce a run. It was an RBI ground out. First pitch to him, breaking ball a little high. Johnson 1 for 2, singled in the first. Facing Neff for the 3rd time. That ball in the dirt, picked by Proctor. It's now 2-0 to the Bomber leadoff hitter. Ed Johnson hitting .287 on the season. Line it up the middle, and he'll have his 2nd hit of the game. Snaps a streak of 9 straight, sat down by Neff. Has the Bombers in business in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Johnson does have a 5-game hit streak. His first multi-hit game since 1 week ago. Runner on first, one away. Jack Merrifield at the plate. First pitch he sees, a ball. Must have been a little low. Merrifield 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Popped out in the second. Whoa. Merrifield way ahead of that off-speed pitch. And the count evens 1-1. Ed Johnson has 4 stolen bases and 6 tries. So it doesn't go a lot, but is more than 50% when he does. He's going here, grounded to Neff, and Neff sails it into center field. Neff had a good opportunity to start a double play. The hit and run was on. Johnson took second. Merrifield hit it right back at him. Neff made a fantastic play on it. And all he had to do was throw it in time to second, and this inning would be over. Instead, he sails it into center field. And there's runners on first and second with only 1 out. And now we're in the middle of this Bomber order. Big bats coming up. Good thing for Neff, though, last time he faced this part of the order, he struck them all out. Ballgard on the game, 0 for 2 with that strikeout his last time up. He also grounded out in the first. Also have to think if Neff didn't field that ball, I think it would have ended the inning anyway. First pitch to Ballgard on the inside corner. That ball would have been right to Traficante at short. Would have made the flip. Turn 2. Neff just simply rushed it. Tried to go too fast and threw wild. Now he's got to get out of the jam. Bombers threatening in the 5th. Ballgard lines one up the middle, and it's going to drop for a hit. Arnold flips to third. Got him at third base. Base running mistake by Ed Johnson. And a heads-up play by Jake Arnold for the out. What a play by the Pittsburgh first baseman. Neff getting bailed out there. Should be bases loaded with 1 away. Jake Arnold, heads up baseball right there. Johnson ran around the stop sign and couldn't get back to third in time. And Arnold, who was the cutoff man, had to run past the mound to the third base side to cut it off and flipped it to Christian Faust at third, slapped the tag on him for the second out. So runners still on first and second, now with 2 away. And that pitch misses as well. 2-0 count to Aaron Beck. Beck's 0 for 2. And in a lefty-lefty matchup, this is where Jeremy Neff needs to get out of it. Beck, though, a pretty good hitter, hitting over 300. 2-0 pitch is high. Back pick to first. Just barely, not in time. Ballgard just got back to the bag safe. It is a 3-0 count to Aaron Beck. A walk here would load the bases for Mason Sykes. And there's a strike, so the climb back into the count starts there. 3-1, still a hitter's count for Aaron Beck. Neff's got to come at him with another fastball here. Don't want to load those bases because anything can result in a run scoring. John Buechler throwing for Traverse City in the bullpen as Neff finds the zone. A beautiful pitch. Beck was way out in front, just got a piece of it, and the count goes full. Big pitch coming. Runners are going to be in motion. Full count, 2 outs. Base hit will easily score the runner from second. Neff trying to get through 5 innings without giving up an earned run and keep this game tied at 2. Here's the payoff pitch. Runners don't go. Neff lifts his leg, turns towards second, seeing if he could catch one of the runners trying to take the bag a little prematurely. Beck takes a minute, fixes the gloves, steps in. Neff gets the sign. Now here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, and Neff didn't get the release point on it. He threw it high, and he's going to walk the bases loaded. That'll bring in Mason Sykes, the Bombers' first baseman. But before that, Rocky Mariello is going to head out and have a talk with his starting pitcher. Neff was looking good for the whole game. 2 runs given up in the second, both of them, though, unearned. Sat down 9 in a row leading up to this 5th inning. Got the leadoff hitter, but Ed Johnson singled. Jack Merrifield hit a comebacker to Neff that he threw into center field. Would have been potentially an inning-ending double play. Instead, it extended the inning. Ballgard singled into center, and Neff got bailed out on a base running mistake from Johnson and a nice play from his first baseman, Jake Arnold. And then he walks Aaron Beck, and he's facing a very, very good hitter in Mason Sykes. Neff's had his number so far, though. He's 0 for 2. And in all 3 games before this game, he only has 1 hit. First pitch is a good one. Right there for strike number 1. Sykes just 1 hit in the season series against Traverse City, and it was the very first game. He went 1 for 4. 0 for 6 since. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Proctor. Traverse City stranded the bases loaded in the 4th. Left runners on 3rd and 2nd in the top half. Neff's trying to do something similar to the Bombers here. Sykes lines one through the left side for a single. Play made in left, throws it. It's cut off by Faust, but the Bombers score 2 runs. Two RBI single for Mason Sykes, and that's going to do it for Jeremy Neff. John Buechler will come into this game with his team down 2 runs, 4-2. Runners still on 1st and 2nd with 2 away. Be back in just a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning. John Buechler is on to pitch for the Pitts Bitters. His team down 2 runs. Mason Sykes delivered with a 2 RBI single that pulled Jeremy Neff out of the ball game. The inning would have been over had Neff made an accurate throw on to second base to get Ed Johnson, but his error allowed the inning to continue and for Sykes to single home the go-ahead runners. Buechler's first pitch to Miguel Lorial is high. Neff also had the opportunity to get Aaron Beck out, lefty-lefty matchup. Odds in his favor, but he walked him on 5 pitches. Now Buechler has to get out of this inning, hold the lead at 2 runs. Lorial shoots one left side, foul out of play. Count goes to 1-1. Traverse City's already come back from a 2-run deficit in this game. They were down 2-0 going into the 3rd and scored 2 runs to tie it. They've had ample opportunities to take the lead since then, but not able to capitalize. 1-1 pitch to Lorial. Low for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Hitter's count for the Bomber right fielder. The 2-1 pitch coming. Buechler deals, and it's high. Count goes to 3-1. First time all season that Jeremy Neff has left the game after giving up multiple runs. And the 3-1's high. Lorial's going to walk. Only other time Jeremy Neff gave up multiple runs was to the Madison Mallards. He gave up 3 earned runs, but his team scored 13 that game. Would have picked up the win, but he only pitched 4 innings, so he wasn't eligible. Now Jacob McKean, the designated hitter, has a chance to increase the Bomber lead with 2 outs. He'll watch the first pitch for a strike from Buechler. Buechler's 7th appearance. He's pitched 9 innings on the season. 34 batters faced, 13 strikeouts. His last appearance against Kokomo in Game 2 of the doubleheader. The only time this season he didn't get at least 1 strikeout. Struck out 5 his opening game against Kokomo in 2 innings. Struck out 2 against Madison in 1 inning, and struck out 4 against Kalamazoo through 3 multi-strikeout games. And now a conversation between the umpires as Jacob McKean thought that last pitch got him, which would move in a run. Umpires are gonna talk it over. I don't think it hit McKean. And the umpires ruled no, it did not. So the at-bat will continue. It's a 1-1 count. Might as well, get the umpires to check on it if you're Battle Creek. Try to get another run in a game where scoring is at a premium. Bases loaded here for McKean with 2 away. The 1-1 pitch from Buechelaer swung on and missed, and Buechelaer is ahead in the count 1-2. Buechelaer trying to get out of the jam. 1-2 to McKean. Breaking ball. Proctor keeps it in front. Count evens 2-2. Two coming to the Bomber designated hitter. The base is loaded. Pitch for Buechelaer. Swung on and missed. Buechelaer got him. Damage, though, has been done. 8 Bombers come to the plate. They score 2 runs, and they take a 4-2 lead through 5 innings. Only 2 innings left to play in this shortened triple-header game. So 6 outs left for Traverse City to get back into it. And they'll come up with Faust. No, bottom 3, Traficante, Proctor, and Arnold when we come back on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to the 6th inning here at C.O. Brown Stadium. Traverse City will have their bottom 3 up to lead things off, down 2 runs after the Bombers got to Jeremy Neff for 2 earned in the bottom of the 5th. Camden Traficante will lead things off against a new pitcher, Zach Williams, for the Bombers. Went from a righty to a lefty, now back to a righty. Traficante, ball up the middle, plays made by the second baseman, and the throw is in time to first for out number 1. Williams, just like King, only pitching in 1 game, but his 1 game, a good one, pitched 3 innings against the Kenosha Kingfish on June 23rd. Only gave up 1 hit, did walk 3, but struck out 4. Adam Proctor in now. Takes a first pitch inside. Proctor, 1 for 1, homered in the 3rd, walked in the 4th. Facing a right-hander again. Big swing and a miss on that fastball from Williams. Bombers trying to snap a 2-game losing streak, as they've already lost 10 of their last 11 games. Don't want to lose 11 of 12. Two-one pitch to Proctor is well off the plate, and it's now 3-1. Hitters count to the Pittsburgh catcher. Proctor should be looking for a pitch to hit here. Got one in the third. Watches that one upstairs, and Proctor is walked for the second time tonight. He was left stranded at first the last time he walked, as he was there with the bases loaded, only one out, where the Pittsburghers failed to score their best opportunity. Best chance they've had after tying it up in the third. Stranded 3 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. 6 left on base total. Now Jake Arnold in. Struck out swinging his last time up with the bases loaded. Watches the first pitch ball. That one finds the zone. 1-1 to Arnold. Looking for his first hit of the day. Walked and scored on a wild pitch in the third. And then, of course, struck out last time. He's 0 for 1. Takes one well off the plate. Williams tried to get him to chase an outside slider. Last time the Pittsburghers were down 2, this is the part of the lineup that got it done. Another high fastball, 3-1 now the count. Arnold should be looking for a nice pitch to hit here. And if he doesn't get it, lay off, take your walk, go down to first. 3-1, good count to cut loose. Does so, fouls it straight back. Snedeker trying to get to it, but it's just out of play, just over the net between the fans and the field. So the count goes full to Arnold. Proctor walked. He's at first. Arnold pitch away from walking himself. The 3-2 from Williams is low inside. So Arnold does walk, just like Proctor, for the second time tonight. And with one out in the sixth, top of the order coming up, Pittsburghers have the tying run aboard. This is the part of the lineup that needs to get something done here. Zeb Rouse is hitless tonight, 0 for 2. Besides Camilletti, you take Camilletti out of the equation, the top 4 hitters combine 0 for 8. Camilletti with 2 hits has the top part of the order looking a little bit better. But down 2 runs, only 1 out, tying run on base. This is the part that needs to get something done here. The way Buechler's pitched all season, he's going to do his best to keep the Bombers at bay. High fastball to Rouse, and it's now 2-0. He's ahead in the count. Williams struggling to find the zone here. He walked Proctor and Arnold. Is down 2-0 to Rouse, and Bombers will take a mound visit. There's a pitcher stretching out in right field by the bullpen, but I believe that's just the Game 3 starter for Battle Creek, so they don't actually have someone ready in the bullpen. Definitely the goal here, find a way to get Zeb on base and bring in the best hitter in today's game, Mario Camilletti. He's already 2 for 3. With 2 opposite field singles. So you get him up to the plate with a chance to tie it. And good things can happen. Mound visit over. Williams back on the bump. Rouse has a 2-0 pitch coming. See if Williams gives in, throws him a fastball. He does, and Rouse just pops it up to the shortstop for out number 2. He got the fastball in the zone to hit, but got it in on the hands and just hit a easy little pop-up to Harold Cole at short. 2 away for Mario Camilletti. Camilletti, 2 for 3. Singles in his last 2 at-bats. A base hit can cut the lead to 1. Ball in the gap could potentially tie it. First pitch upstairs, and it gets away from the catcher, Snedeker. And now a base hit can tie it. Not sure that would be a wild pitch. I think that should be a pass ball, bounced off the glove of Cy Snedeker. Another pass ball could score the runner. It is a pass ball. And just to get a little bit more speed out there, Jake Arnold is going to come out of the game, and Trey Younger is going to run for him, just to guarantee that this game gets tied on a base hit. Especially the way that the field is playing. Any ball that gets to the outfield gets killed by the grass. There's no momentum whatsoever, so the outfielder really has to charge in on it to make a play. 1-0 pitch coming to Mario. He'll take that one. Up at the letters. Camilletti didn't like it, thought it was a little high. It's now 1-1. And with one of the best eyes, best approaches of anyone in the league at the plate. Might be a little biased, but I'm going to trust Camilletti that was a little high. 1-1. That one's not high. That's in the zone. It's now 1-2. That one definitely a strike, and Camilletti's behind. Down to a final strike here. Williams can get out of it. 3 straight innings the Pittsburghers have had runners, multiple runners in scoring position, haven't broke through. Trying to do it here. 1-2, Camilletti. Same approach he's had his last couple at bats. Lines it down the left side, but that one's not a play. Camilletti's already come through with a big hit in the late innings. Cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double in the doubleheader finale at Kokomo. Another 1-2, and he gets it in the air, deep left center. But getting underneath it is Caleb Ballgard for out number 3. Going to be 3 more outs for the Pittsburghers when they come up in the top of the 7th. Bombers lead this one 4-2. Be back in just a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Battle Creek. The Bombers looking for a little bit of insurance to take into the last inning. John Buechelaer looking to keep the deficit where it's at, give his team a chance to come back in the top part of the 7th. Harold Cole will lead things off for the Bombers. He'll take a first pitch inside. Cole's 1 for 2 today, RBI single in the 2nd, looking strikeout in the 4th. The only batter for Battle Creek not to come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Lines one into center field. Rouse is over, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Cy Snedeker now in. He started off the 5th with a ground out before 6 consecutive Bombers reached base. First pitch to him from Buechelaer's a strike. Buechelaer, one of the best relievers for Traverse City. Very tough to get hits against, and very tough to reach on just in general. He's only allowed 1 walk on the season, and it was his last game against Kokomo. Loaded the bases when he came in, but got out of it in the bottom of the 8th. Held the lead where it was at 6-5, and then Trey Younger homered in the top of the 9th, and they got the save for the win. Big swing and a miss from Snedeker there. He's behind in the count now, 1-2. Not the first time Buechelaer's battled out of trouble. He came into first and second situation against Kalamazoo with nobody out, hit the first batter he faced to load him with no one out, and then proceeded to get 3 consecutive outs, strand him loaded, not give up a run as the Pittsburghers won that game 7-2. Pitched 3 innings of no-hit relief in that one. Snedeker liner to right, Symington coming in, and that ball will just drop in front of him for a 1-out single. Had a chance maybe to dive, but already down 2 runs, not even trying to risk diving, missing, and giving up an extra base hit to Snedeker. Line up, back to the top. Runner on first for Ed Johnson. He's 2 for 3 in this game. Almost bailed out Traverse City with a base running mistake in the bottom of the 5th, but his guys came through. So I'm sure he felt a little bit better about that. First pitch he sees from Buechelaer, just inside for a ball. Johnson singled twice and grounded out once. Watch as another pitch from Buech. That one's downstairs. It's now 2-0. Johnson already has himself a 5-game hit streak. This is the only game in those 5 that he's got multiple hits, though. Might add to it here. No, Zeb will catch that one in center field. Johnson hit it hard, but maybe a little too hard as it got out there to Zeb in center. 2 outs now in the inning. Buechelaer trying to finish off the Bombers here in the 6th and give his team a chance to tie it in the 9th. Traverse City is going to have 3, 4, 5 coming up in the top of the 7th. Ground ball to short. Should get him out of it. Traficante makes the play. He'll go to second. And the inning is over. Buechelaer, 2 scoreless, keeps his ERA on the season at 0. And we'll go to the top of the 7th. Final inning of Game 2 of this Sunday triple header. Flores, Monroe, Symington coming up for the Pittsburghers when we return on Pittsburgh Radio. Last chance for Traverse City here in the top of the 7th, looking to take the first 2 games of this triple header. Tito Flores will lead it off for the Pittsburghers. Zach Williams still on the mound for the Bombers. He put the tying run in scoring position last inning, but was able to get out of it. First pitch to Flores, up near his head, backs out of it. One-0 pitch. Flores holds on a high fastball, now 2-0. Flores needs to reach to bring the tying run to the plate. He'll watch the 2-0 right there for a strike. Now 2-1. Last 4 innings, Pittsburghers have left 8 men on base. 9 total. 2-1 to Tito. Fouls it back, and it's now 2-2. The last 3 innings, Traverse City had runners on third and second in all 3 of those innings, not able to score a run. That ball's outside, and Tito Flores will work a leadoff full count. Trying to reach base here, needs to do so for the tying run to come up. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Flores can't catch up to the fastball. 1 batter, 1 out in the 7th. That'll bring in Chris Monroe. 1 away, no one on. Monroe's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, and he grounded out his last time up. Arnold has played both games of this triple header so far at first, so have a feeling that Monroe will play first base in Game 3. Swings through the first pitch, fastball. 0-1 count now. 0-1 pitch. Monroe pops up, and it's going to go out of play. He's behind 0-2. Oh, and 2 pitch coming from Zach Williams. Liner to right field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Monroe reaches. There was a chance for Sykes at first to catch it if he laid out, but it drops harmlessly in the outfield, and that will bring the tying run up to the plate in the form of Miles Symington. Symington with 1 home run on the season has enough power to get it out of here and tie it, or just get a base hit, keep the wheels turning. He'll watch the first pitch outside. Symington 1 for 2 in this game. Lined out hard his first at-bat, then he singled, then he walked. Facing a right-hander again. Big swing and a miss on an elevated fastball. And because Monroe isn't representing the tying run, no need to pinch run for him. I'm sure if he was a tying run, they'd get more speed out there. But someone's going to have to reach to get the tying run on base. Foul ball by Symington, and he's behind 1-2. Chris Monroe was behind in the count, though, as well, and he was able to work a 2-strike base hit. Symington now going to choke up on the bat a little bit, try to protect the plate, and he will do so. Fouls one straight back. Shaking off his hands a little bit. That one might have stung. There is an arm thrown in Battle Creek's bullpen, just in case Williams gets into some more trouble. Symington definitely got his hand stung a little bit there, so he's taking a minute. Gets himself back in the box now. Chokes up a little bit. Represent the tying run. Got to protect. 1-2 again. Grounded right side. Through the diving Sykes. And the tying run on base for Traverse City here in the 7th inning. Pit Spitter's not done yet. Trying to make something happen. Battle Creek was able to score a couple runs in the bottom of the 5th. Traverse City trying to do the same. Christian Faust now will bat. He's 0 for 3. A pair of ground outs. One of them he reached on an error and a strikeout. Trying to just keep circling through. First pitch, outside corner for a strike. Only one away in the inning. Monroe and Symington both singled through the right side. High fastball, ball 1. Symington does have some speed. So a base hit might be able to advance to third. Depends on how deep it is, and depends if Monroe would go home. Hit to the right side, definitely he could go first or third. 1-1 pitch. Well outside, 2-1 now the count to Christian Faust. Stressful times here at C.O. Brown Stadium. 4th consecutive inning that Traverse City has put multiple runners on base. The previous 3, they weren't able to score. Can they break through the 4th time around? 3-1 now the count to Christian Faust. Camden Traficante, the shortstop, is on deck. If Faust reaches, I'd have to imagine Battle Creek would make a move with Williams in trouble. Big pitch coming on 3-1. Got to be a fastball. Got to throw a strike. It is, and Faust just got a piece of it and fouled it off. Count goes full, though. Williams a strike away from getting Faust for out number 2. Williams trying to get a win in Game 2 of the triple header. Trying to take some momentum into the third game. Pitch to Faust, full count. Chop to short, could end it. And inning-ending double play turned by the Bombers. 6-4-3 double play ends things in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Too many runners left on base in this ball game for Traverse City. They left 10 on across the 7 innings. Not able to break through. That's 4 consecutive innings to close out the game. They've had multiple runners on base, and they just weren't able to break through and score. So 4-2 the final. Battle Creek takes the second game, and Game 3, also a 7-inning ball game, will be coming up shortly. I believe about a half-hour break, which would start that game at about 7:30. So I'm going to take a quick break myself and get something to drink, potentially something to eat before that final game. 7 more innings left to be played here at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Pittsbitters trying to take 2 of 3. Battle Creek trying to take 2 of 3. Only one can do it. Find out in just a little bit on Pittsbitter Radio when